Boom, baby, we're alive. The Shark Man is here because we're going to be fucking sharks in this upcoming bull market. I'm here with my friend Cryptolete. We're going to talk to you guys how to make $1 million in crypto before we get going. Don't forget, Body Language Mastery is open for enrollment right now. This is one of the speakers at the webinars. And if you do not sign up, you're going to miss out on all of this. My name is Jonathan, and I used to be just like you. I was just an average guy that wanted to date a few nice women so I could find what I liked and just move on with my life. I numbed myself with distractions so I could ease the pain. But in reality, it really never went away. Without any help, it's just not that easy. And even like you, I looked for answers online, but the results were hard to find.
If you sun your balls, there is a study. It's an older
3-pack for $29.95. Famous Bad Boy series Bond 2. Ladies find this pleasing.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
I didn't want to take sides in some stupid online argument. I wanted results, and after years of failure, I found the one secret thing that changed it all. After learning this skill, my eyes were open to a whole new secret world that only a few people will ever see. I went from having no confidence to having pure, undeniable proof that I could find women anywhere in the world that were totally into me. So of course, naturally, I became more confident. I went from a confused and lonely guy to a man with so many options that I literally cannot date them all.
See what you just saw? It may look like a commercial, but that is my reality. I see a world that nobody can see through the secrets of understanding body language. Now ask yourself a question. How long are you going to wait and go through those lonely nights, endless rejections, and feeling insignificant until you decide to take action and change your life today? I've been doing this since 2019, and I have thousands of men that have changed their lives from Tokyo to Tampa, from Chicago to Saigon. There's only one name in the game, and that's me, MLD. Join us in the Masculine Empowerment Network, and we'll change your life today.
We'll change your life today, boys. But time is running out. Listen, we got the countdown timer there. You've got less than 3 days to get in. You got to go right now. Go to Masculine Empowerment Network and sign up. Join us. We're going to teach you how to get ladies. We're going to teach you the whole thing. And today, I'm with my good friend. Should we call you Lewis? Is that the best way to address you?
Yeah.
My man, Lewis, popping in all the way from Medellin, Colombia. How are you, brother?
Yes, sir. Doing good. And yeah, you could call me, everyone could just call me Lewis by my actual name because I'm one of the few people or one of the people that are non-anon in the crypto space because unlike a lot of others, I try not to, or I don't scam people, so I don't need to be anon. You know, I'd like to tell it how it is and just be real. So putting it all out there with my full name and everything.
Good shit, bro. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Markets are down as of right now. Me waking up, but that doesn't fucking matter. These things are gonna come back with a vengeance. So let's talk about it because you, in my opinion, you have like done it the right way. You fucked off out of America. You're like, fuck America, fuck these hoes, and fuck this gay ass government, and I'm moving abroad. I'm gonna be banging some mega hot Colombian baddies and make millions of dollars abroad and use the strength of my dollar to even live a higher quality life abroad. What a wild ass story, bro. You want to just like let's start from the beginning. So how the hell did you get into crypto? When did you get into crypto?
You know what's actually funny about this is that the person who really got me into crypto was actually a Tinder date that I went on back in, yeah. So I heard about it in 2014 on the Joe Rogan podcast. There was Andreas Antonopoulos. He's a genius,
I
and
know
his
him.
books
Yeah.
are amazing. But when you first hear about it, I'm sure for a lot of people, for myself as well, it just went over my head. They were like, "Oh, it's a decentralized distributed ledger system that is, yeah." I'm like, "What is going?" So I didn't understand a word that he was saying, to be honest. So that was in 2014, and then 2016 on Joe Rogan had him on again, and I heard about him again. And at that time, I was really intrigued. And I was also part of an online community of entrepreneurs who are creating internet businesses. One of the guys was actually from another pickup company, or I mean, you're not even a pickup, but you're a masculine empowerment brand now, which is actually awesome. But yeah, it was a big thing that I was in with this online internet entrepreneur group. And one of the guys was like, "Hey, what about crypto? What's going on?" And the the mentor was like, "Well, you should just have an online business, and if you profit, or once you profit from that, you could put some of the money into crypto if you want, but it's used by criminals, and it's not really the best look, so obviously that left a bad taste in my mouth. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. So I just stuck with my business, building that up for 2 years. And then by the time I was going to launch it in 2018, I was seeing everyone making thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in late 2017 in the bull market. So I said, all right, let me sign up to Binance. Let me trade a little bit, figure this thing out. I read a couple more books on crypto to make sure like it was legit, and it blew my mind. It was the first books that actually I couldn't put down since I read The Game by Neil Strauss in 2012. And so I got pretty hooked into it. And then, of course, when you start making insane amounts of money, I made more money in about 2 months or 2017 than I did in my entire life put together. So obviously that made me very intrigued. And for the next couple months, it was like I could not stop seeing, what's Bitcoin doing. I need to research more into it. And I just sort of became so obsessed that I quit my healthcare career, which I spent 10 years actually, going to school for, getting YouTube channels, building up entire personas around health and nutrition. It was my life. And I basically
you kind of cut out there. What did you do? What did you do in the healthcare industry?
Oh, so I was what they call a functional health practitioner. So there's a field called functional medicine, which deals with diet, rest, exercise, stress reduction, and supplementation. And I would get people's tests back. So it's very much like the scientific way to be holistic, because you're in the holistic field. A lot of times they say, oh, spit in a cup, and if your saliva floats, then you have candida. But I would much rather take an actual stool test or a blood test or other actual scientific tests that we have available now to see the actual bacterial composition in the gut, or any type of misalignment in the body, like with hormones or your digestive system or your detoxification system, stuff like that. And so I would send people tests. They would get the test back. I would interpret them, and then I would give them protocols in order to heal their bodies, usually after they've been to the doctors and nothing could really, they couldn't really figure anything out. And that was actually extremely rewarding. But the more that I dug into cryptocurrencies, the more I realized that this was actually a once in a lifetime opportunity. And now it might actually be a 2 in a lifetime opportunity, because this is probably the last chance that we're going to have
Yes.
before the institutions come in and it becomes more regulated and more like the traditional financial markets where you really don't have one up on the big players and on the institutions. So now everything is being dedicated towards crypto. And yeah, it's been in my life since 2018. Every single day it has been crypto, learning as much as I can, researching as much as I can. Oh, and then in
let me add some structure to this. So you got in just randomly in 2016, or you heard about it? 2014.
Heard about it 2014. Heard about it 2016. Got into it in 2017.
Okay, when in 2017?
It was late 2017. It was late in the bull market of 2017.
Okay.
Which means that, like most people in 2018, when the big market crash came and everything fell 80-90%, I ended up losing a ton of my money. However, because I was on this kick that I learned from like Tai Lopez, read a book a week type deal, I was reading a lot of finance books and books on market cycles, books on stock markets, books on trading, books on everything that I could get my hands on. And I realized that, wow, this market, just like many other markets, has these huge crashes, but it always comes back stronger. It always comes back stronger every time. So I think it was 2011, went from like a few dollars to $100 and then dropped all the way down to 10 to 20 bucks. And then it went all the way up to $1,000, dropped all the way down to $200, $300. And then
went from 1,000 to 100.
1,000 to 100. Right. And then obviously after that, all the way up to 20 grand. Right. And then dropped all the way down to 3,500. And that was when I started stacking heavy, was when Bitcoin was around 3,500 and when Ethereum was around $100 down to $80, because that was 2018, 2019 and early 2020. Because of the knowledge that I acquired, knowing that market cycles happen over and over and over again. And also you couple that with the fact that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are perhaps one of the greatest inventions since the internet itself.
Yes.
And so many things are just become so obvious the more knowledge that you acquire when it comes to, what money is and the Federal Reserve and how the government and the government, but also the private entities that, like the Federal Reserve, that aren't even the government, but control the government to an extent, actually control the world. And now we have things like BlackRock that control basically every single entity. And obviously now they're getting into Bitcoin with this ETF that should be coming out in just under 10 days, actually. So this is a really monumental time for Bitcoin.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm just full of shit. Okay, let's skip to the nitty gritty that everybody wants to know. Okay, how can we prove your legitimacy to the audience? How do we know that you're not some crypto scammer? Not saying you are. I clearly know who you are. You're obviously balling, but like, let's talk about a little bit about your history and then the story, because you were able to generate up to 7 figures in the last bull run. And then you scored you did it right, in my opinion. You bought a piece of property that's going to be a cash flowing property, because a lot of people just think that they think the end goal is, oh, I got the money, now I won. It's like, no, you only won until that money runs out. And then you have to go back out there and get money again. People think like getting money is the end game, and it's not. You have to be acquiring assets and whatnot that are cash generating. So in your situation, let's talk about the last bull run. Like what was your big success in the last bull run?
Right. So, well, what happened was, if we take it back a little bit before that, during that big market crash in 2018, when everything,
this is what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Right. So what happened in 2018 when the market was crashing, and everyone was losing money, and I was losing money at that time too. I was on crypto Twitter, which I'm sure your audience knows about, but if not, crypto Twitter is a very small microcosm of Twitter or X.com, where basically at 2018, 2019, it was only, man, 100, maybe a few hundred people at most that were on there. And now there's thousands and thousands of people on crypto Twitter, obviously, after Elon Musk, promoted Dogecoin and all of that. But back in the day, back in 2018, 2019, I was on there and I saw people making money while the market was going down in 2018 and 2019. I was like, how are they doing this? So that's when I really found out about trading. And I started to pick books up on trading, like the Turtle Traders and Trading for a Living, and just a lot of books on trading to figure this out. And then obviously YouTube, and obviously just as many sources as I possibly could, and then doing it myself. So during 2018 and 2019, I was learning how to trade. And then 2020, because I was in the markets every single day, I got a really good sense, because you could get a really good sense of the markets if you're in them and watching them every single day. It's almost like a gut feeling.
You have to be in the trenches. Like for example, I want to explain that right now. Like you and I, we don't communicate too much, but we popped in and we go and do our own things. But immediately how we started talking the other day, and we were both like, yeah, Say Chain's taking off. And we didn't need to like, hey bro, need to pitch you on Say Chain, hey this, hey that. And then we got in super fucking early, dude. I regret selling my fucking my Saiyan, honestly. Look at this fucking shit, bro.
Oh, I'm holding.
Dude, you're winning. You're beating me, man. Look at this. 4 fucking cents. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking? I'm so angry.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah,
angry.
that would have been pretty big for you. That would have been pretty.
Shit.
But you put in too much. You put in way too much, because it's scary. You did the same thing that I did, like in Dogecoin, when I put in way too much, and then it goes down just like a few percentage, and you lose like $30,000 or something, and you're like, holy shit! And so you sell. But
I put in 20,000.
20. You put in 20K. Yeah.
It was at like what? I think it was 006, right? Or 008? I think it was 008.
Let's say 8, because
2.5 million, and then that's 2.5 million Saiyan, and then if I would have held on to it until now, 0.042 cents. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Minus 20,000.
My money.
Hey, not bad. 85 grand.
85 grand.
3 weeks. That's not bad, right?
That's not bad. Yeah, no. I put 1,500 in. So
1,500. Oh, that's good. At what price?
Yeah, at basically the same price. So, it's about a 4x. So it's not bad. But this is sort of crazy that we're good timing that we're doing this stream right now, because I am in the biggest trade that I've taken in a year. I have over $70,000 in one trade right now, and then I have 100,000 in other trades. So, I have my stop loss in, and like what you did, you sold early and it went up. I'm trying. So I had to literally exit out of my accounts, like out of my exchanges, because if I look at it too much, then I'm going to micromanage it, and I'm going to sell, and everything looks so good. It's such a good trade setup that I went super, super heavy, and I don't want to fuck it up. So I quit everything. And after this, I'm going to bed, and I'm going to wake up. I'm either going to wake up really fucking wealthy, or like way, way, way better off, and the new year on a high note, or I'm going to end it out at a loss. But
okay, what's the trade?
So the trade is INJ. The trade is INJ.
Yeah.
And it came into the Fibonacci golden ratio. It's created what's known as a swing failure pattern, which is a really, really good indication that the bottom was in. It also had a divergence on the RSI, and I don't know if I'm going too overboard with like technical mumbo jumbo here, but in other words, it looked really, really good. It was one of the best looking trades. So I went in super, super heavy, and just fingers crossed, because I do have my stop loss in. You know, I use proper risk management and everything like that, but it's always nerve wracking, you know.
That's good though. That's good. No, but like I said, these are just the times like you're gonna have to take. So okay, I hate to even say this because the audience out there is just they're fucking wild, bro. But like you are gonna have to take some calculated risk. You know,
yeah, it's a calculated risk. Like I this is the biggest trade I went in so far, because I saw like six different reasons to go in. So it had what's known as a lot of confluence to make the trade a really, really good one, like a AAA trade for me. And it still could lose. It still could lose. And I'm, you know, accepting that. And that's why I have my stop loss in. And that's why I didn't go, you know, that's why I didn't do 10x leverage of my entire account and put, you know, like millions of dollars in this or anything like that. You know, I put in a reasonable amount that it's going to sting a little if it loses, but you have to push it while the iron's hot, and while the market's hot, that's when you go hard. That's one thing about trading.
What was your entry point on Injective?
I got in at 35.84.
Oh, you're up.
Yeah, I'm up right now. It's great. It's looking really, really, really good. And the candles actually look great. It looks like even on the lower time frame, on the 1 hour, it looks like there was a inverse head and shoulders pattern with a super bullish, like really bullish candle following that. And it created a bullish market structure break. It's doing everything that I want it to do. It's literally doing everything that I want it to do. So I'm pretty excited about this, because if this actually lands, and this trade might actually go all the way up to $66. Like this might actually double. This isn't a short-term trade. This is like a trend, what we call a trend continuation trade.
Yeah, well, the bags are packed, and I think we're personally, because we're pre ETF and we're pre halving, so I think we're double early no matter what.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Real quick, John F. Kennedy wants to ask you, what are your thoughts on Hex / Richard Hart? What do you have a thought on that whole? That guy's a scam artist, and like the whole thing is gigantic Ponzi, and it's filled with idiots that think. I heard some dickhead telling me Hex is going to go to $2, and he believed it. I was just like, wow, man. There's just, when I see people like that buy Hex and like defend Hex, like there's no hope for the human race. Like these people are fucking morons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you on that one. It's a clear Ponzi scheme. It's a clear scam. I don't know why you would ever do it. Like it's the same thing with XRP, for example. These XRP maxis just love XRP so much. This is what I say. Look at the chart, and you could actually look at the chart against Bitcoin. So you could say, what has XRP done against Bitcoin, for example? What has Hex done against Bitcoin? And you'll see that for years and years and years, it's been down only. And not only that, but at least for XRP, it's never even made a new all-time high since 2017. So you have people who bought it in 2017 who are down like massively. like yep. Imagine holding a crypto like that. So I guess that leads into a good segue into the first piece of alpha, which I'll share, which is that in crypto, it's mostly about narratives. And what happens is when there are coins that have been around for a long period of time, such as from 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. So anything from the last cycle, basically. Those coins have a lot of overhead. They have a lot of people who bought way higher than what it is now, and they're just looking to sell. They're waiting for the price to go up to sell. So if you could get into coins that don't have that overhead, that don't have all of those people just dying to get out at break even and have been holding for years, But the new coins that don't have that, they have a way higher potential to actually go up much, much, much more. And that's why we've seen new coins that have come out in 2023 absolutely dominate. There was one.
They're like the single moms of coins. There's no baggage. There's no emotional damage. There's no, there's no retribution stored up the coin. Right? Because I have Kusama from last bull market, and I'm just waiting to dump it. I don't have no hopium. I'm full of copium.
Kusama should go up. I think Kusama's going to do it.
I need to break even at 116. Break even at 116.
Let's check it out. Kusama 116.
It's at 50 right now.
All right. It'll get there. It'll get there. I believe in it.
Hope.
Yeah.
Hope and part. But yeah, you're right though. Like the coins with less baggage. And for me, my coin. So me and my team, we have coin analysis set up, and it's just very simple. During a bull market, if I have a one strike you're out policy. So if your network crashes, and Solana's been doing great, but people forgot Solana crashed twice. The whole fucking network crashed twice, which is good for a business because now they know how to handle trouble like that. But if a company's like, we're gonna do this, because I got burned with, do you remember Omise Go? That was 2017 OMG.
Yeah.
They were so good at hyping the whole market. I want to beat that fucking guy June's ass, bro. That Japanese dude who's the fucking head developer. I want to find that skateboarding fucking homo and beat him with his own skateboard. Because they just were like, oh yeah, they're gonna be doing this and we're gonna be doing this, and they just put all these elaborate fucking deadlines and elaborate graphics and elaborate pieces of material, PDFs and stuff, like these are our multi-stage plan, and they're just missing deadline after deadline, and the price is just crashing and crashing and crashing. So for me, if they miss one deadline, I'm out. As soon as I see one deadline, I'm out. Just check please, peace. Because there's just too much to lose. There's so much fucking, there are so much scams. This shit is so unregulated. It's the motherfucking wild west. The thing is, like, the good things is there's no rules, right? So when there's no rules, you can break all the rules and be okay and make a shitload of money, but the rules can be broken against you too, and you could lose all your money. I think that's what a lot of people in crypto don't realize. Yeah. But it's truly the wild west, guys. Crypto never closes. The markets never close. It's open 24 hours, and you have to be in the trenches, like me and Lewis here. Like, you got to click on their Twitter, then click on their link tree, and then go on their Telegram chat, and then message the devs and see the state of the fucking community. Are they all a bunch of retards, fucking chimping out in the goddamn Telegram chat? Like monkey haircut. I went in that Telegram chat. I had no hope for that coin. I immediately got out. I was like, I'm selling this. These guys are fucking morons.
Yeah. I went into a Telegram chat 3 weeks ago for a coin that looked really promising, and I said, what are who are the devs? Because the devs were Anon. So I said, who are the devs? What are they? And then I just got replies. They're chads. They're total chads. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay, I'm out. No, I'm not going to buy this coin. If that's the reply that I'm getting, no, I'd much rather get a coin with a freaking dev that I know of, that has done something in the past, that has a record.
The non-devs, the non-chat, there's so many, and everybody, dude, the majority of the guys in crypto are actually not chads. It's another thing too. So when they run around saying somebody's a chad, they're really not. Thoughts on Cardano for 2024 by Varun. Well, I have my thoughts. What are yours, real quick, on Cardano?
Okay, man. Cardano is one of those wild horses, because in 2018, 2019, 2020, I had some at 2 cents. I think at 2 cents. And I looked at what was going on, and I had no idea why people were holding, why it was there, why it was so big, right? So I ended up selling at, I think it was 4 cents or something, and obviously it went to what, $3, I think, at the peak. So Cardano is definitely one that I personally don't really see the major value in it. Like, I don't really understand why it's so popular and why it's so high up on the market cap. But with saying that, I thought that last cycle, and it ended up doing, you know,
Yeah.
100x.
Yeah.
So I, you know, if I held that, that would have made a shit ton of money. So yeah, I you know, for Cardano, I think Cardano is gonna, you know, I think it's gonna do really, really well. I don't know if it's gonna actually go all the way back past $3. That's the thing, though. You have to do, are they continuing to build? You know, are they continuing to create like is a GitHub active? You know, what incentives are they doing? And how are they marketing themselves? Like, there's so many things. You have to just make sure that it's actually like continuing to be built upon. And if it is, then it could go up. But the thing that I noticed, and that I, you know, said earlier, is like, why even get Cardano when there are new coins like Say or Sui or Tia or Jupe, or like just any coins that are newer that don't have that overhead? Why not just go into those new coins with the narratives? Or why Cardano? Why not OLAS or Tau Network, BitTensor, AI coins, like coins with really strong narratives? Because it's like, what's the narrative, you know, for Cardano? I mean, it's a Dino coin and it's a L1. I mean, okay, well, Sol is clearly the winner. Like, Solana clearly won that race. So it's like, there's other coins that have higher probabilities of making you more rich.
Yeah,
So
this guy, John Smith, Josh Cardano might actually be the best bet. No, dude, with all due respect, buddy.
it's like how? I'm
No,
open.
you
I'm
don't know what
always
you're talking
open,
about.
you know.
You don't know what you're talking about if you're saying that, buddy. No offense, John Smith. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, guy. But like, that's what we're saying. So crypto is just such an elaborate game. But I like your thoughts on. I never thought of it that way. Like, you know, these older coins have baggage in them, but they truly do. It's so much fucking baggage. They have a bunch of people just like waiting to get out and dump on you, and that's my biggest thing that pissed me off about Richard Hart and the whole Hex ecosystem, and every fucking idiot, every dumb person involved in it would just think that it's like going to go up no matter what. It's like, dude, the coin only goes up if other people buy. That's the only thing that makes the coin price go up. Other people buying. So if
Meanwhile, he's selling. Richard is selling millions of dollars worth.
Yeah.
So it's like
dumping on his idiot fan base, as he should. Good for him. But you know,
I think he's in jail now.
Is he in jail? Or he's being investigated.
Oh yeah, he's being investigated. I think he maybe have gotten arrested and then maybe posted bail or something like that.
Did he get arrested? No.
I'm pretty sure. I thought so.
Oh, it would make my day if he's arrested, but he's turned off all his replies on his Twitter account. But that's what people just don't realize, is that in order for you to make money, somebody needs to come in and lose money. That is the reality of crypto.
Yeah, the reality of trading and markets in general. And actually, it's not even a zero-sum game, which is what that would be. It's actually a negative sum game. Like you're gonna lose even more. Like way more people are gonna be losing than winning. It's just I mean, it's like the principle, the 80-20 principle, except it's more like 95-5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, crypto is, because then that's just a bunch of idiots out there too, and in the world too. Like, you'd argue the same for the stock market. But here's my thing. So I want to talk about this journey you went on to hitting 7 figures. When did it all start? Like, when did you hit the 7 figures and you're just like, yo, what the fuck? I'm a millionaire now. I'm a liquid millionaire. I have actual $1 million to my name. Because a lot of people say they're millionaires. They just have like assets, houses and shit, whatnot.
With like a lot of debt.
Yeah, but to
I
be
have
a
zero
millionaire,
Actually, no, I did have debt. Actually, I did have debt because I took out loans in order to put it into crypto. So yeah, so
You're
that's
crazy.
what.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. That is bad advice.
do not take my advice.
Do not take this man's advice.
It paid off, but don't take it.
Let's hear
Yeah,
it. Let's hear it. But look, okay, so let's talk about the entrepreneur side of things and the entrepreneur spirit. Sometimes you do need to do some crazy fucking shit as an entrepreneur. And sometimes it does pay off, but sometimes it doesn't pay off, and you got to sit there and hold that fucking L, and boy, is that thing heavy.
yeah.
Talk about that. Let's talk about the loans, all this.
I got extremely lucky, but also at the same time, I mean, man, I was so in it for 2 years before I got the loan, you know, and it was like every day, and I could it had tingling in my nuts in 2020 in you know, by COVID, and just knowing that I just knew in every ounce of my being that the market was about to just skyrocket. I mean, especially with the Federal Reserve, you know, continuing to cut rates like drastically and like lowering the percentage, like, which means that businesses could take out greater loans, and then also putting together that most big businesses, like billion-dollar businesses, just do buybacks with the loans, so their stock prices go up, so everything else goes up. And then seeing the things that were becoming so popular, like GameStop and Robinhood, start blowing up, and like so many things that were like percolating, that just made it like so obvious to me at the time, which is why I did that. I went in, and so yeah, I did as much as I sold my car.
Wait, how big was the loan that you took?
So I was able to get a few dozen $1,000s from the bank. I sold my car, moved back in with my dad, and I'm going to say this. I am fortunate enough to have semi-wealthy, like, we used to be, like, my family used to be like the top 0.001% in America, like millions and millions of dollars. But unfortunately, over the last 30 years, my family lost like 99% of that. And so we don't really have that anymore. And but I was able to. I was putting money in. I was working with my dad, and I was putting money in on his behalf, basically into Coinbase, right? In 2019 and 2020, and then in late 2020, my family basically did not approve of that, and because they don't know about crypto, they think it's a scam, all that stuff, right? So they said that you need to turn this into a loan. And that was a little bit, no, that was about somewhere around $150,000 between like 2018 to 2020 of me just like constantly putting money in. And then in 2020, they turned that into a loan. So I had, it was 150 to 180 around-ish there that was put in initially. And then obviously in 2020, it just started growing. And so I did have I did have good luck in that regard. But at the same time, I had the balls to fucking do it. I had the balls to stay in. I knew
this is a crazy story, man.
and because I was knowledgeable enough, I set out a game plan to say, once I got to this level, I'm going to start taking some out, and I'm not going to get caught up in the hype. And that luckily, so it's like, once the mania really started in 2021, making crazy money. I moved to Miami. I got this like top floor fucking I wouldn't call it a penthouse, but it was on the top floor, which is cool. So it was the penthouse, but I've seen some I've seen some real nice penthouses. So I still
Yeah, but
don't
you're
feel
like,
like
dude,
I was there.
you're downplaying fucking your awesome life, dude. Like,
I
you're
do.
at the top floor. Who cares?
Yeah, I did get the town floor. I hired an assistant to come live with me, and I just like paid his rent. And you know, he became like a good friend. And it was actually pretty awesome. And you know, I was balling out in Miami. But I don't really party. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So it like balling out for me was, I don't know, just like walking around Brickell and like being able to buy Lacoste, like just some nice stuff. But like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't really do
and
anything.
feeling good, right? It's not that's so
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah,
all good.
feeling good and being financially secure, and that's what everyone wants. At the end of the day, you know, as long as we know that we're financially secure and we are financially free, then you know, yes, we want a lot more. We want millions and millions of dollars. But if you know, like you're set, like no matter what, like that just brings so much pressure off of you.
Yeah.
And it makes you, it really frees up not just your mental, like it frees up everything. It frees up your mental health to be able to like focus on the right things and not be worrying so much. And it allows you to, you know, spend the money on health and things that are like really important. And so it was great. It was great. So but basically going back to what I was talking about, that, you know, money that I got from selling my car, from taking money out from the banks, from getting the loan from my dad because my family didn't approve of it and decided to turn it into a loan, which thank God, because like now like it became mine, you know. So and then I moved to Miami and it was so sick. And then I saw like mid 2021 or like early-ish March 2021, like, oh shit, this is getting a little out of hand, you know. It's like, and then I look at my account and I'm like, yeah, I have like way too much here. I need to do something. So I decided to buy a property, and I got a little fucked, to be honest, with that, because I wanted to get a mortgage because it was 2% mortgages back in the day, you know, back then 2.5%, maybe 3 max, right?
Daddy Trump was doing it well for us.
Hell yeah. And if you fucking get a mortgage at 2-3% and inflation is at 7%, you're essentially making money at that point, like free, like for free. So because of that, I was like, okay, let me get a mortgage. I'll put down, you know, $400,000 or $500,000 on a place that's maybe 800,000. So I'll put 50% down and I'll put the rest in the mortgage. But I couldn't get a fucking mortgage, even though I could buy the place outright. They wouldn't give me a mortgage. And I went through like so many fucking hoops to try to get one.
So fucking gay.
It was
gay.
so fucking lame. And obviously at this point, I know now I should have just, you know, put $800K into a fucking apartment and bought the, you know, penthouse at the Icon or something like that. And then, you know, fucked off. But what I did end up finding a couple things that allowed me to put in the amount of money that I wanted to put in, because I wanted to still have some money in the market, you know, just in case, you know, maybe it went down and then it turned around and actually continued up later, you know, a few months later or something like that. I wanted to still have a little bit of money in there. So that's why I wanted to go half into the building, a quarter of it still in the market, and then a third to taxes. And which, you know, screw that. It sucks, but you got to do it. You know, you got to do what you got to do. So basically, I was able to find these pre-construction properties that allowed me to put in, you know, a few $100,000, and which is like the amount that I wanted to put in. And so I did that, and they should be built in 2025 in downtown Miami, and it's looking like really sick. They did the pour and of concrete, and they're building it up. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I'm just going to Airbnb that out. And because of you and like the Passport Bros and, you know, this whole movement that I've seen over the years, I realized like, what am I doing? Like, why am I in Miami spending so much money on rent?
My money.
Why don't I like go somewhere?
By whores. Just like people think Miami's so great, but it's just like, dude, you're like, it's. I would get whore fatigue quickly. Like when every girl's a whore, you think it's cool, but it's not. Like you don't want to be around that dirty fucking energy.
No, there's everyone's a fucking sugar daddy. Every guy who lives there is a multimillionaire, is a sugar daddy. So it's like, you
No,
know,
and
it's
they fuck it up, and they fuck up because these dudes simp on autopilot, and then they fuck it up for guys like us, because these bitches see us, and then they're like, oh, this fucking faggot ass is a fucking simp too. Like, this guy is gonna be, he's just like the rest of these fucking pussies out here, and then we get grouped in to these, because you and I, we get millionaire status, and we're like, okay, now we're millionaires. Now these bitches are gonna respect us. But even these fucking faggot ass millionaire dudes out here simping so hard, like even being a millionaire is not cool anymore. It's like, oh, this guy's just a fucking pussy ass, simp ass fucking millionaire. And because it's like an ecosystem, it's an ecosystem of simping and whores in Miami. That's what Miami is. It's an ecosystem of simps and whores, and I want nothing to do with that. I want nothing to do with that. And so, yeah, I could totally see, you bouncing out, and you joined Passport Bro, the community that me and David Bond put together. That's how we linked up. Real quick, I want to talk about you. So you took 180. Was it 180? Was that the number? 180 in loan? 180K?
Yeah.
So you got $180. What were your allocations, and when did you buy them?
Oh man, I mean, I was dollar cost averaging all the way down from probably 15K down to 3.5K, like down to $3,500-$4,000 per Bitcoin.
Into what? Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin, and then Ethereum. When Ethereum got to be $100, that's when I was like, okay, I want to really go heavy into Ethereum, and I did good, like in my spot position, which is basically just, cash that you just buy, the coins in, and that's it, and you hold it. But I decided to get a little greedy and put on a leveraged long. And I remember I put on it must have been like a 50 ETH position. No, it was like a 20 ETH position or something like that at $100. And I was like, okay, it's not going to go down, more than 10%, which would be $90. And it ended up going down to $89 and liquidating me, and fucking, and then moving right back up from there, and ultimately up to $4,000 from 100. I was like, fuck, if only I just, so now, I learned lessons. I learned lessons like that, though, which is why I created my community, and why I created Cryptolete, and why I share things now, like on social media and TikTok and YouTube and stuff, is because I say, look, a lot of people, they get into this space and they see these wild gains with these leveraged accounts and these margin trades. And I'm like, you got to have at least 2 accounts. One account needs to be your long-term investment account that you just put money in, you dollar cost average, and you don't touch it. Okay. You just wait until the bull market comes and and you play the cycles. And then you could have a smaller account where you trade, and that keeps you informed in the market. And if you see a really good opportunity, you could put a lot of, some more money in there. But for the most part, 90% of people would probably be better off just buying and holding some really solid cryptocurrencies. So I have an account for that, for my long-term investments, where I have, gems, like small cap gems. And then I have my trading account that I continue to grow, and I will take money from that and I'll put it either into my longer term account, or I will simply take money out of the market and, live off of trading, basically.
Yeah, it's genius. It's absolutely genius. Totally genius. And I just think, like, guys, I just think it's important to just be as transparent as possible with explaining, exactly your come up, because, it could be looked at as like, oh, this guy got lucky and whatever, and everything is there. Like, you technically, did you get lucky? So did I. Like, luck is
everyone got lucky that when the freaking people who bought Dogecoin at 0.00008 and held it and forgot that they had the wallet, they got lucky too. Like, everyone, like, the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah, exactly. That's my biggest thing. I would rather get lucky in the game than sitting on the sidelines with a guaranteed loss. You know what I mean? I'm taking the chance. And for me, I just look like, you and I, we've talked about what's happening in the market right now, and we talked about what's going on. And honestly, I think so. Now I've heard this has been circulating my little communities lately, is like basically the ETF is already priced in. That's what my community, some people are trying to say. Like, and priced in means like when the ETF is going to be approved on January 10th, people are assuming that the money's going to flood in and shoot Bitcoin up in price. However, there's a faction of people that now say that it is priced in, meaning that like the news of the ETF actually caused Bitcoin to move from 30,000 to 43,000, 44,000 that it is right now. And that right there is why Bitcoin has, shot up. But I don't know. What do you think? Which train of thought are you in there?
I think that is exactly why Bitcoin shot up. I mean, that's the biggest narrative there is, like in years.
Do you think it's Do you think it's priced in? Is what I mean. Do you think it's priced in?
100? Yeah, 100%. The reason, like, Bitcoin is.
You don't think it's going to go up again after January 10th?
I think that. You know what I was thinking about for a while now? First, I was thinking, okay, buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. But then I went back and I looked at this timing of Bitcoin's price before the halving, and like one time it went down, and then but there's been many times where it's went up, where it's continued to go up. And yes, buy the rumor, sell the news, but like almost everyone knows that at this point. I mean, I just saw 3 articles on CNBC saying, is this a buy the rumor, sell the news event? So if CNBC is saying that, maybe it's not a buy the rumor, sell the news. So I'm going to take the position with it that I think it's going to be a non-event. I think I really think that when it comes out, like I don't see us having like a $10,000 God candle up or a $10,000, candle down, like red dildo down. Like, I don't know. I just see it like everyone knows about it. Like what's going to, and it's not like the Bitcoin ETF gets approved and then all of a sudden millions and millions of dollars are flooding into Bitcoin. No, BlackRock has been buying Bitcoin this entire ride up, all of 2023, through a Coinbase trust. So they already have they already have a ton of their Bitcoin. And a lot of these other institutions already have a lot of their Bitcoins by buying it through trusts, basically. And then they're just going to transfer it over to the ETF. So it's like, it's probably better to be a little more cautious around that time, especially if you are up drastically. Like, if you're leverage trading, maybe cut down on the leverage. But if you're in spot, I would just say if your positions look good, especially from a technical perspective, why not hold? And then if you you can have a little bit of capital on the side, a little bit of cash on the side in case there's a dip to average down. Because ultimately, regardless, let's say that this is a buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay, let's say everything crashes like 30%, which is like between 30 to 35% is the average of the crashes of the last couple cycles. Okay, well, what's going to happen after that? It's going to go right back up. It's going to go right back up. Or we don't get a crash and it's going to continue going up, or we don't get a crash and go sideways for a little bit and then it goes up. It's going up regardless, no matter what. Like 99%. You can't talk in absolutes, but there's the probability of cryptocurrency continuing to go up is fairly significant. It overpowers the possibility of it going down. With saying that, though, I did see something the other day that caught my eye, which was a little concerning, which was the Fed rate cuts overlaid with recessions. And a lot of people think, oh, the Fed is going to cut rates and that's going to, boost the economy and stuff. And while it eventually does boost the economy, initially, right when they do it, right before and then right when they do it and a little bit after they do it for a few months, it is actually been the times when recessions have occurred and markets have actually gone down drastically was right when they do the initial rate cuts and they start to cut the rates, and that's when everything starts to drop. So now I'm like, okay, well, I do have some data, and that's what I like to go off. I like to go off of actual data and probabilities and things like that. So because of that, and the fact that Jerome Powell came out saying that they're going to be cutting rates in 2024, it does make me a little weary. But the other thing that I go by is the trend is your friend until it's not. So the trend's your friend until it's not. And you know what? You're going to be a hell of a lot better off longing every single dip, buying every single dip on the way up, as opposed to trying to short every single top and continuing to get stopped out and lose money because you're selling, because you're shorting the market. You're trying to sell when we're in a very clear uptrend. Until until the trend reverses, like just stick with longing the dips, stick with buying the dips, because that's you don't know how far things could go. You don't know how high things could go, and the market could remain irrational a lot longer than you can remain solvent. So just play the market and go with the trend. And most people do way better off than trying to time it and say, oh well, I'm going to sell this.
It's retarded. Time. What did they say? Like, time in the market always beats timing the market. Like right now, I've like, I got in Sol at 77, and then I've been like thinking the delusions have come through my head. Like, I could just time these downs and like just fucking time these downs. And it's like, no, you idiot, you can't time these fucking downs. I'm just holding until, like I said, we're going to be talking about this on Tokyo Crypto Show, which Lou is going to be joining us time to time on the Tokyo Crypto Show as well, folks. Just so you guys know at home, he's going to be with us in this bear run. Bear run. Up until
you shut your mouth. You shut your whore mouth.
up until the bear run, we're gonna monitor this thing all the way up, because I think people need help because they're just gonna fucking lose money.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And I mean, going back to literally like the first question where someone asked like, how do they know I'm legit? I literally have receipts of me selling the top last cycle. Like I
really
am
can
really
see those?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's Monica? Is she hot? Monica Ashley? Oh, she looks okay. Monica, you want to learn about crypto? Who's community front? Let's see those receipts, man. Let's see those.
Yeah. So I'm really, really big well, I'm not really, really big on TikTok. I have 57,000 followers on TikTok, right? And I was making TikTok videos, and I will send you right now the basically the receipt of me telling everyone at the highs. Ethereum was over $4,000. Bitcoin was, I think, $60,000. And I just sent it to you in the chat, or I'll send it to you. I'll actually also post it in the actual chat on YouTube as well. So this right here is my compilation TikTok video that I made of me continuing to tell people, sell. The charts look like shit, while everyone else was screaming, Bitcoin's going to 100,000. Bitcoin's going to
where did you send it to me? Where did you send it
to me? One is on StreamYard, and then the other is on the actual YouTube, on the actual YouTube page.
I got it. Okay. Yeah, I bet your comment. Let's watch this in its entirety. Because I bet your comments, because I was telling people during the last time too, I was like, guys, this shit's not gonna last. People were like, you're so negative. You're a negative fucking downer. Burr, 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 burr. And I was just telling them, like, listen, you fucking bags, you're gonna lose all your fucking money, and then you're gonna cry about it later, and then you're gonna try and blame me for your idiocy. So, okay, this is November 17th. Dude, this is like literally the fucking top. That's
literally the top. Like, I'm pretty happy that I made this, to be honest, because it gave me a lot of.
You look like fucking Giga Chad. This you get like the Chad jawline there. All right, let's listen to Lou here. Let's see what he has to say.
Yo, so Ethereum is looking really bad, and Ethereum is usually the coin that I use to gauge the entire altcoin market. So, word of caution. You could see that we had this obvious trend line right here. It was actually a channel if you have one on top as well. We broke the market structure to the downside. And usually when we get a market structure downward candle like this, we get a complacency bounce up into this area. I don't even see anything happening right now. And if we go down into the 4-hour, look at the RSI. That is bad. That is really bad. Like, this should not look like this. This just looks like utter shit. This looks like shit's going down. So I am selling a lot of my spot ETH right now. Looking at the crypto total market cap, I really do not like this because we were in this nice uptrend. We broke the market structure. And so I will be selling everything I have on a bounce up into this area. And if you look at the total crypto market cap, you can see we're coming into a pretty heavy resistance right here. So this is resistance. So I'm going to be selling a little. And the altcoin dominance is also coming into a pretty big resistance. So I'm going to be selling on the way up. Yo guys, quick market updates. Once again, like I've been saying for literally weeks, the market looks like shit. As mentioned in previous videos, we had this top for the total market cap back in May. Then we had this top again back in September. And then we came back into it just a couple of days ago, which is why I was screaming for everyone to take their profits. Altcoin market cap still has some room to go to reach the support though, which is not good. Altcoin dominance levels are also at their all-time high and they're probably going to drop. I expect to sort of come back down here and wipe out all of the people who put their stops right below this wick and get rejected from this resistance. And then I'm not saying it's going to move all the way back down to 32,000, but in a straight line, but I'd be more prone to think that it would head down there. The most obvious place where I see a bounce occurring is just at $2,900 per Ethereum. I'm exerting extreme caution right now because the total market cap just closed below the previous close. This means that it's probably going to go back down and we're going to lose a lot of money. I think it's going to go down. I'm not expecting too much. Like I'm pretty heavy in stables because of this right here. I still think we're going to come down a little bit. I was expecting it to come up to $45,000, just about 45K, because that was the previous support turn resistance. However, we did not even get there. Like if I erase this, like we didn't even get to the 45K level before turning around. That again makes me sort of bearish, considering that we closed below these closes or these opens. Like, yeah, we're probably going to fall down here and then, I don't know, maybe even fall lower.
Damn.
There you go. There you go.
Saying, like, what were people call people talking shit, right? They're like, yo, you fucking fag. This guy don't know what he's talking about.
You know what's funny? On that video, I got a shit ton of love, actually. I got so much love on that video. But you know what? You know what I got the most, I got so much hate on is on my Twitter, profile. I pinned this because it's actually like pretty hilarious, and I'll post it in the chat. But I called Luna, the big scam. So I called Luna a Ponzi scheme, and I said, I'm getting a lot of red flags here because my radar was fucking going off. Like, this shit is not sustainable. And I posted that it reminded me of EOS back in 2017 because I
remember EOS. Yeah.
And EOS had the largest crowdfunding sale ICO ever, and initial coin offering for $1 billion. They raised $1 billion. And Brock Pearson, the EOS Foundation, decided to just buy a shit ton of fucking Bitcoin with it and not really use it for their developers to develop the blockchain. And so I was thinking, like, wow, Luna is getting a shit ton of, Terra Luna. They're creating it, and they're creating USDT. They're creating UST, and they're buying Bitcoin with it. It's like, this is reminding me of that. Like, that is not good. So I posted that, and I got hundreds of comments shitting on me. And it's so funny because I was a lead analyst for a multi-million-dollar cryptocurrency mining facility, and I had that in my profile at the time. I said, like, lead analyst, and people were like commenting, yeah, you're gonna get fired. Yeah, lead analyst going to work, and it had like, you know, emojis of like clowns and shit, and it was just so much hate because people were so involved with Luna, and then after it crashed and everyone lost all their money, and I warned everyone, and you know, it was over. Maybe 2-3 months later, some guy that I don't know who he is. He went back into that post and commented on everyone who hated on me. I was like, "Who's the clown now? Looks like looks like Lewis is getting a raise. Like,
Yep.
how do you like your comment? Looking back at this now, do you feel good? Like, I don't even know who this guy is, but he had my back, and he was fucking like so cool with it. It was great. So yeah, that was my most hated comment for sure, was me hating on, warning everyone about Luna for sure.
I totally love it. Well, I mean, I was saying it too back in the day. I was just like, you know, guys, don't be degen, don't be degen. And they're like, we need degen, give us degen. And I was like, we don't know. Like, we're degen is gonna probably, you know, statistically speaking, you're gonna lose. But they're like, just give us blood. And then we gave them a coin RGT, and the degen plan, the degen plan did play out, but then they got hacked. Do you remember RGT?
RGT vaguely.
It's a little coin.
Yeah, I
but
tried not to fuck with them too much.
Yeah, no, that yeah, because you're a professional. No, that's what I get for listening to fucking peons. But this time I'm coming through with the pimp hand strong, and I'm just gonna be like a dictator. I'm just gonna tell people exactly what they need to do. You know, and when you're in profits, just get them, take them, get out. I have some gold here that I bought during I bought this physical gold here last in 2021, just as like a reminder that like this shit is just so archaic compared to what you can do in crypto. This just done fuck all. My bags that are dead have come back to life and made more money. My dead bags have made more money than this fucking gold here. But you know, I just think it's really, I think it's important for you guys just like to hear the raw, uncut truth. And I appreciate you saying that you come from wealth of family, but then at the same time you had to move back in. Like, it wasn't a glorious come up, but you did hit the 7 figures, and then you were able to buy a cash flowing property from it. So that's what I tell everybody, guys. I tell everybody, like, you know what, just come out as something tangible, a tangible win from the crypto market, whether it's fucking useless gold like I have, or a cash flowing apartment in Miami like you have, you know, but just have a tangible win that you walk away with. That's my Rolex is ball my
yeah, and it's like, you know, I did this exercise back in 2013, 2012. I actually kept it up on my YouTube channel, which is at Louis Raskin, because I used to make videos about health and nutrition, and also motivation and mindset and stuff like that, right? And I looked back a couple weeks ago at this video because I fucking my family once again was basically shitting on me because when the market was down, of course, and I was like, guys, just wait, and of course, literally the week after they sort of blew up on me, the market ended up, you know, skyrocketing, and I ended up doubling my account, and things ended up being incredible. And obviously now for the last few months, the crypto market has come back. And what people don't know is that with trading and maybe investing as well, you don't make consistent income like every single day or every single week. It's not like a paycheck. You're in the market and you have to wait for the market to come to you. Otherwise, you're just gambling and you're just throwing money in, just hoping that something happens. But if you have a solid plan and you understand technical analysis, or you do a good fundamental analysis and you put your money in that way, it doesn't matter how you do it. It just matters that you have some data that you're going off, some plan that you're using, and you're not gambling. What usually happens is that you'll make very little amount of money, or you'll lose money even if you're trading for months on end. But then when the market gets hot, you'll make more money than most people do in 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe their lifetime, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Like that $1 million, like the $1 million that I made was I was in the market from 2017, late 2017, all of 2018. I lost money 2018. 2019, I lost a little bit of money in 2019. And then most of 2020, I was at break even. I made a little bit of money in for most of 2020. But then the last 4 months, November, December 2020, and January, February of 2021, that's when I made more than 50% of the $1 million out of years and years and years and years. And all of a sudden, those 4 months, maybe 5 or 6 months, I ended up making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because that's when the mania was. And I was ready and I was invested prior to everything going up. That's what really did it. Was those investments, those long-term investments that I got in for fundamentally really good plays, although some of the plays last cycle weren't even fundamental at all, and they ended up fucking going 500x, like Safe Moon and shit like that. But it was the fact that I did the research and I invested and I was able to hold. And also, when the time came to actually go in heavy in my trades, in my trading account, I went in heavy and I capitalized on that situation. But I retained my money and I retained the capital necessary in order to do that. And a lot of people, they blow their accounts. They get into trading because they see it's all glamorous, but then they blow their accounts and they don't understand that for 80% of the time, you're sitting on your hands and you're not doing anything. You're just waiting for the trade to come to you. And then you get in and then it's another waiting game. And then it's more waiting until your take profit is hit or your stop loss is hit. And it's that in between that kills people, because the price will go up and then it'll come down just a little bit and they'll freak out and they'll sell, but then it'll end up going all the way back up to where their original take profit was. And
I'm going to show something on the whiteboard that kind of can like help people out. Cause I think the biggest thing is, cause here's the thing. All right. During the bull run, okay, profits are going to be, so, okay. As this is how it works. This is profits. And then this is time, right? And as time goes on, okay, you're going to profits are just by being in the market. Okay. Everything's going to go up. Okay, but the problem is people are fucking retarded, and so they think that this is infinite, but actually this is going to crash down bad, violently, and it's going to fuck a lot of people up. So, this is going to crash down pretty bad. When we don't know, but we do know it's going to be post-halving, so it's not going to happen before the halving, right? So my philosophy this time around is very simple. Okay, as you pack your bags early, and as you climb this, you just take profits here, take profits there, take profits here, take profits here, and then eventually get out. You're not going to be able to time the top. Okay, you're not. This is impossible. You're not going to be able to do this. So just take little micro wins on the way up, and then either have a target amount, so you have your target that you hit, or you get into something that is cash flowing. And for me, that I think is the move for this time around. As I go up, make profits, I'm just going to continue to buy cash flowing assets with my profits to get these, because you want to get these profits out of your hands. Me personally, and if I get
most wealthy people do that. The reason why most wealthy people stay wealthy is because they do things that make it really hard for them to actually lose their wealth. And that's a big thing that I learned from my dad, who had millions and millions of dollars. And crazy fucking story. He built a castle in New York, and there's a really fucking nice neighborhood in New York. And one day he got there was a knock at the front door. He opens the door, sees this guy standing there in this really nice suit, and this beautiful blonde woman in this convertible in his driveway. And the guy's like, "Hey, my wife likes your house and we want to buy it from you." He's like, "It's not for sale. Like, there's no for sale sign or anything." And the guy said, "Well, I'll give you cash. My wife likes it. I want to give you cash." And so my dad's like, "Well, I have a business, because he had a gold refinery business." And that's why he was, so wealthy, is because he made gold. He would melt gold down and create rings and jewelry for Zales and diamond companies and stuff like that. And so he was like, I have this business, like it's one of like a dozen in the world, And the guy was like, don't worry, I know a guy. He'll buy your business. I'll buy your house. It'll be good. And it actually ended up happening. And from that, he was able to basically retire and come to Florida. And a few months later,
what did he sell the house for?
This was in 1990 something. But he sold it for I don't know I don't want to give like a wrong number. But it was a fucking castle. So it was at least I would think it would be at least $1 million.
Wow.
Plus his business, was really, really big. And he had this really big business, really big factory that Verizon Wireless Verizon Wireless rented from him for about $18,000 to $20,000 plus every single month. And it's Verizon Wireless, so they just fucking gave it out. This is in the 80s and the 90s, so $240,000 a year is insane, on top of making actual money. But he looks in the newspaper a few months later and sees the fucking dude that bought the house. And the guy who bought the house, I don't know if it was a few months later or a few years later, I don't know for sure, but the guy who bought the house was a partner of the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, wow.
and the guy who bought the business was also another person. So he saw them in the newspaper, like going to jail or something like that. So that was pretty crazy. But going back to the original point that you were making, is that I learned a big lesson from my dad, because he didn't really but he had gold, but he didn't buy real estate. He didn't really buy any assets other than gold, really. And he didn't really buy it because he had it. He sold most of it. And my uncle also had a bunch of houses on the water in Fort Lauderdale that now would be worth millions of dollars each. But he sold all of them to buy this big ass mansion in New York and it was just really stupid shit. Like, it was all stupid stuff. So for me, I bought that condo in Miami. I'm never fucking selling that shit. I'm going to be renting that out forever. And then I'm going to take the money from that when interest rates are really low. I'll get a mortgage out of that. I'll buy another property, another income generating asset, and never sell that. Like, and get the good locations too, good locations like on the water, like waterfronts and things like that are more likely and like very, very likely to go up over time, continue to go up over time. Like, that's what's important. If get things that are sort of hard to make it so it's sort of hard to lose, your money, because you could fuck your money up if you're holding on to it, like, make it so that you can't touch it.
Yeah, you got to protect your money from your number one opportunity ruiner, which is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing. So, okay, listen, man, it's been great talking to you. And guys, look, if you want to be part of this conversation, Lewis here is a member of the speaking team for the Masculine Empowerment Network, and he is going to be giving a full demonstration on his exact history and so much more. This is what we got packed up. You have to scan the QR code and sign up right now, because literally we are ending enrollment on January 1st at midnight. So you're going to be all hungover from running out, getting drunk, and not getting pussy on New Year's. And then you're going to wake up like, oh, I need to change my life. Just change your life now. Sign up, get in here. Because like I said, on the 10th is me right here, MLD, the truth about cryptocurrency in the next bull run. And then Lewis, Cryptolete, here is going to be talking about how to trade crypto without getting wrecked. We're going to be talking about this, giving you our real life stories. Both between the two of us, multiple 7 figures have been generated in the cryptocurrency space. And this is, like I said, we just got nothing but receipts for you. So this is going to be a great 2024. This is an opportunity to make some fucking bank loads of cash, quite frankly. This is literally the last hurrah, though. After this, crypto is just going to be normie bullshit. and we'll have a bull run probably in 8 years after this. But this
yeah,
is the
there's
last
gonna
one.
be, there's gonna be more opportunities down the road. The same way how after the year 2000 and 2001 with the big internet, crash happened. Yeah, like 8 years later, there was fucking opportunities, but like it's still not as big as what we're having now.
Yeah,
Not even close.
not even close. Not even close. So I wore the shark get up to show you guys that the sharks are out here. We're making some fucking mega cash. My bags are packed, bro. Listen, bro, people are gonna start disappearing when I make my money. No, I'm just joking. But listen, guys, we just want to show you as transparently, as clearly as possible. He's a passport, bro. He has gotten out of America. He's made $1 million in crypto. He's about to make a fucking millions this time around. And come talk to us. Come be part of the conversation, especially if you're a smart guy. If you're a smart guy, you got a little bread, and you want to like do something with this, dude. This is the time, and it's not like you can't sit around and think about it, and fucking check your goddamn horoscope and everything. Like, you need to be a decisive man. You need to make an action right now, and you need to be joining in on us with Masculine Empowerment Network and our team, because I'm making money. I mean, even if Lewis and I never talk again, I know he's gonna go make some fucking money. I'm gonna make some fucking money. But we talk to each other on a fucking almost daily basis. We're watching this market like hawks. We got our eyes on Chain right now. That could potentially be the next Solana, because this motherfucker Chain could do it 100x, man.
Yeah,
we're keeping an eye on everything.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see if the injective protocol ends up working out. Next time we talk, we'll see if I made bank, or
I
if
think you will. I think it's still cranking, dude.
It's still cranking. It's up. It's looking really, really good. Like I'm looking at the charts right now. Like everything that I'm seeing, I'm really liking. So it's gonna be great, because this is my biggest position in a minute, man. In a minute.
Yeah, you'll be all right. This bad boy's cranking. So, all right, guys, listen. So scan this QR code there. Scan the QR code top right hand corner. Join us in our conversation. Join us in our crypto journey. And until then, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.